If you think rich people are good at picking stocks, know exactly when to buy, or just have some instinct for investing that you don't have, I've got news for you. That's all wrong. I've gone through hundreds of stories of people who actually built wealth from nothing, not inheritance, not lottery winners, and their investing patterns are way more boring than you'd expect. In this video, I'm breaking down what rich people actually do with their money, and I promise by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why your strategy hasn't been working. Before we get into it, if you're new here, I'm Cole, and this channel is all about talking money without the fluff. No Wall Street jargon that makes your head spin, just real talk about how regular people build wealth. This video came from your comments on the last one. So many of you asked, Alicia, if rich people aren't trading every day, what are they doing? The answer is these 5 things, and number 3 is going to change how you think about risk forever. Rich people always take big risks. This is the biggest myth out there. Social media has convinced us that wealth comes from going all in on crypto or some meme stock that explodes overnight. The reality? Studies on millionaire habits consistently find a much more boring pattern. Most of their wealth comes from investments that are, frankly, dull. Index funds, long-term real estate, and businesses they built over years. Nobody goes viral saying, I invested in an index fund for 20 years. But that's what actually works. Chart showing long-term compound interest growth. What they're doing isn't taking bold risks. It's staying consistent for a long time. And that's something you can actually replicate instead of waiting for the next Bitcoin. They have perfect timing. The second big misconception: people assume rich people are experts at buying low and selling high, that they somehow know exactly when the market's about to move. In reality, most of them aren't trying to time the market at all. They use something called dollar cost averaging, investing the same amount on a regular schedule, whether the market's up or down. Why does this matter for you? Because it means you don't need to be a financial analyst to start. You just need to be consistent. Calendar illustration marking recurring investment dates each month. This is also why so many people who are waiting for the right time to start investing end up never starting at all. Diversifying is for people afraid to lose. The part that changes everything. This is the part I said would change how you think about risk. A lot of people think diversifying, spreading your money across different types of assets, is a strategy for people who play it safe or even lack confidence. It's actually the opposite. People who build real long-term wealth are obsessive about diversification. Why? Because they understand something most people miss. You don't need to be right every time. You just need to never get wiped out completely. Think about it this way. If you go all in on one asset and it's wrong, you're back to zero. But if your money is spread out and one thing drops, the rest can cover for it. This isn't a strategy for scared people. It's a strategy for people thinking long-term. Illustration of a spread-out portfolio. Stocks, bonds, real estate, emergency cash. They never keep cash on hand. Next myth. People assume all of a rich person's money is working, fully invested, nothing sitting idle. The truth is, almost everyone with stable wealth shares one thing in common: a solid emergency fund, usually 6 to 12 months of expenses before they get aggressive with investing. This isn't about being afraid to take risks. It's about having a cushion so you're never forced to sell your investments at the worst possible time just because you suddenly need cash. If you've been following this channel, you know I've talked about emergency funds before. And that's not a coincidence, because that's the foundation rich people actually use, while most people skip that step and jump straight to the exciting investing part. Investing is about money, not habits. This is the one people miss most often. People think investing is about the product, which stock, which platform, which asset to buy. But if you look at the pattern of people who actually built wealth from nothing, the common thread isn't which investment product they picked. It's the automatic system they built so they never had to rely on willpower every month. Auto transfer to their investment account on payday. Auto invest every month, not waiting for the right mood or the perfect time. Because automatic habits beat motivation every time. Motivation runs out, systems don't. Recap. All right, let's recap what rich people actually do versus what we assume. 1. They stay consistent over a long time, not taking one huge risky bet. 2. They don't try to time the market. They invest on a schedule, period. 3. They diversify not out of fear, but because they're thinking long-term. 4. They build a solid emergency fund before getting aggressive with investing. 5. They build automatic systems instead of relying on motivation. None of this requires a genius IQ or some special instinct. What they have is patience and consistency. 2 things you can genuinely start building today. If this video made you rethink how you've been approaching investing, drop a comment below. Which of these 5 things have you already started, and which one do you still need to build? And if you don't have a solid emergency fund yet, I've got a full video on how to build one even on a limited income. Links on screen right now and in the description. I built a full year of emergency savings on low income. Subscribe if you want to keep learning how to actually build wealth the way that works, not the way that just goes viral. See you in the next one.